Hi everyone, and welcome to our webinar of Business Insights on Dark Data. We're waiting for the last people to join, so we'll start in 2 minutes. Hi everyone, welcome to our webinar of Business Insights on Dark Data. My name is David Helberg, and I'm a Sales Development Representative here at Panorama. We're happy you joined us for this 30-minute webinar on how you can actually access the data you spend so much time collecting and maintaining. We're lucky to have Tomer Paz with us, who is an expert on the subject. Tomer is the product manager here at Panorama. Tomer is a key leader in defining the future of business intelligence. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Engineering and an MBA from Tel Aviv University. So without further ado, Tomer.
Thank you, David, and thank you everybody for joining us for this webinar. You all know how it works. You're looking for your data, and finding your data is actually very easy. There are lots of tools who aggregate data for you, who will help you cleanse the data and keep it. Then you want to do data discovery, because it's not enough to have the data. You want to find it. So lots of tools exist out there to finding data. You can search for data in a variety of the ways. You can visualize it in a variety of ways. We even have Panorama Necto to help you do that. We are one of the leading tools in doing that. The question is, once you aggregated your data and wanted to look for your data, you can visualize your data very nicely. But does it really enlighten you? Does it really help you get valuable insights that you didn't know about? So here's the issue. Again and again in research, we see that there is a huge problem in using data in every type of organization. About 90% of the data you aggregate is actually dark data. What does it mean? It means that it's data you have, you've spent time collecting it, you've spent time cleansing it, but when you go and actually use data for your business processes, in most cases, you don't really know it's there. I'm sure somebody in your organization does, but usually the people who need to get the insights will not know about it. Why that happens? This is what is known as the streetlight effect. People are biased to look at information that is most readily available for them. So if you are in marketing and you want your marketing data, you will open the marketing data dashboard or workboard or page or report, and you'll use that. You'll not most users will not question whether there is additional data they're not asking for. This is dark data. Dark data is data you're not using. It has value. It has as much value as the 10% you are using. But like in other fields of science, in our world, if the data is not being used, then people don't know it's there and they're not taking it into account. Luckily, there's Necto 16. So we are actually here because today we are launching Necto 16. The biggest news in Necto 16 is that it helps you uncover the value of the data. It helps you put light on your dark data. How does this work? The process that we're using is that when we do insight finding, we do insight finding across your entire data set. Once you've done doing that and you've found insights from your data, and it doesn't matter whether it's from the lit areas, from the dark areas, or for the twilight areas in between, you found important insights. Then you can analyze them with the analysis tools. You can continuously track them. So if I found that in one of my products there's an issue in an area that's dark, it's no longer dark. I can now track it and continuously look at whether it's improving or I need to do something about it. And we're talking about organizational tools, and Necto is an organizational tool. So you can share your findings. You can work collaboratively with other people in your organization. Or, of course, you can build a dashboard very easily and then use the uncovered insights in order to keep all your data in the light. Now, of course, this is a continuous process because once you found one insight, tomorrow you're going to find a different insight. So you need to continuously use the automated insight finding tools that we have and refine their processes to make the analysis they're running and the value of the insights you're getting from them higher and higher. And the more you use it, and the more your colleagues use it, the better the results are going to get. So you can use Necto in order to find out what happened, not just about the questions you know you need to ask. Because Necto will ask questions that you didn't ask, and it will give you the answers of why it happened, how it happened, who are the most relevant people associated with this, and what are the steps you need to take in order to resolve this. So, before, you were able to access only 10% data, and you were in the dark. But with Necto, you are in control of 100% of your data, and you're able to see it from different angles, different perspectives, and work together with the different people in your organization to get value, real business value from your data. So I'm sure you're all very curious to see how it works and how can you get information, how can you get insight from your hidden data. So let's see a demo. Let's see it in real live action. We will now demonstrate Panorama Necto and the insight discovery capabilities it can give you. We will see an example of how I find insights
that are in the dark for me, and how I can utilize Necto workboards with its analytical, collaborative, and insight automation capabilities. I am a regional director at a consumer goods distribution company that sells a large variety of consumer goods. I would like to see what are the issues that we have at the moment. But I'm not interested in what I already know. I want Necto to tell me where are the things I need to know about. So I will ask Necto to bring me insights from my enterprise data mart. I'll click on Create Insights, connect to my enterprise data mart, and Necto gives me the 12 most notable insights. Here I can see an insight. The tooltip explains the insight to me. It shows me that Andrew Swift's sales of jeans is lower than the predicted sales. We have the predicted sales graph here and his sales. So Necto predicts how much will he sell based on his previous performance, and I can see that his sales is clearly below where it should have been. Drill to data allows me to analyze the underlying data. I can also collect several insights for follow-up. For example, I can decide that I want to see what are the insights for the product. In this case, I'm sure it will be jeans because that was the issue. And decide to follow up on sales of jeans in California and in Nevada. This way, I can follow up on different insights from day to day. I would like to share all of this with my colleagues, so I will start a discussion with them. I will start the discussion with Boris on this insight. This will also share the new workboard with him. And I can also add Yevgeny, so we're building an ad hoc team to discuss and share this insight. I can also work on a workboard that presents to me predefined visualizations of my data and find valuable insights there. At the top, I see key KPIs which I follow. I can also see payment methods used by our customers. A map shows me the sales in different territories. But I can see that although we sell a lot more in California, we are not meeting our targets in some of the cities. Here on the left, I see a report of the different product lines we have and their return amounts. I would like to see the ratio and not the figure itself. So I would simply add a ratio formula. In Necto, it is really easy. Click on the amount sold and on the return amounts and simply add a ratio formula. Now I'll filter on the top 5. And here are my top return ratio products. Now, as regards to televisions, I know what happened here. So I will add a comment so other users would be able to know what happened here. I will simply grab the comment button and place it on top of the data element I would like to describe. This way I can share my knowledge with my colleagues. I would like to see how these returns changed over time. So I will use Necto's automated analysis tools. This reveals a significant rise in genes return. I want to understand why this is. So I will click on the issue, which is here, return the amount of genes, and click on Find People. Necto now analyzes who are the relevant salespeople for this specific issue and what is their contribution to the issue of returned amounts. I can see that the people who had the biggest growth in returned amounts are Maximo and Francesca. I can also see who are the people where the amount wasn't that great, but the growth was the most significant. Now I can continue and work with them, start a discussion, or send them an email to better understand why this issue happened and what we need to do to resolve it. At the bottom left, we see inventory that we hold for the different products, and if there are any issues that arises from it. But there are so many products. I will use Necto's insights, which will reveal to me the top inventory issues we have. I can see that I have issues with inventory with deodorants and digital cameras. But I don't want to go to Necto every day just to see if there are any issues. I can ask Necto to notify me whenever there's a new inventory issue that develops. I'll go and define a notification using the Necto notifier. I will add inventory issues. I will have it send a notification on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays if in the inventory analysis has found that is below what we have defined to be acceptable. And when it does, send a link to this workboard to me and to other users such as Dan Jones and also James Manning. And I'll tell them this is to notify you of any inventory issues. Now we will all get notified when there is a new problem. You have seen how easy and powerful it is to work with Necto. You have seen some of the great capabilities Necto has. Easily finding hidden insights from your dark data, connecting to data that is already in Necto and adding new data for analysis, working with Necto's highly visual workboards and easily adjusting it to your specific needs, and collaborating with your peers and setting automated notifications by Necto.
So as you can see, Necto is full of capabilities. It allows you to have automated global insights across your data sets with the ability to get insights from your dark data. It allows you exception-based insights where you want to know where things happen, and it allows you to collect insight and track them according to your needs. You have seen astonishing workboards that you can easily assemble with Necto, and infographics that allow you to present data in the simplest way possible using the language of the user. We have a long list of analysis tools, starting from simplified abilities to drill down and drill across, exception management, formula tools, everything you need for analytics in BI, we got it. And it's all built on a collaborative framework that allows sharing of the materials, allows discussions, comments, and automated notifications from Necto, so you don't have to go to Necto, Necto will come to you. All in a governed platform that is enterprise ready, allows you to keep one version of the truth, but still gives all the users a self-service environment that allows them to get their own data to Necto, create dashboards according to their needs, and of course, publish them and share them as needed. And above everything, there is a data security layer and a user security layer that keeps all the data intact and allows only the people who are allowed to see data to actually see it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Tomer. Let's go ahead and take a couple of questions. So the first question is, how do I know if I have a dark data issue?
Okay, this is one of the questions I love the most, because let me be frank with you, you have a dark data issue. We went to many organizations and many of our customers looking to see whether this is an issue that's relevant only to larger organizations or larger data sets. And what we have found is that this issue is like a plague. If you're only using Excel, you have it. If you're using a data warehouse that you've spent a long time working on it, you still have a dark data issue. And if you have big data sources, of course you have dark data issue. The whole idea of dark data is not data that's hidden somewhere and nobody ever saw it. Most of the dark data that your BI organization is aware of. They're collecting it. They're storing it. They're building metadata for it, and yet nobody uses it, and nobody runs any reports or generates any insights from it. That's why it's dark. Not because it's unknown. It's known, just not being used.
All right, let's see. So, okay, yeah, here's a second question. Are you sure you can solve it? It sounds like it requires complex algorithmic work behind the scenes.
Well, yes and yes. So yes, there is complex algorithmic work behind the scenes. As you've seen in the presentation I've done, that was a real live system running on real live data. And as you could have seen, it runs in a fairly quick time frame. So it's easy to use. I'm sure that our algorithms are good. The idea behind getting to dark data is not getting to all the insights possible, because that's not the idea. The idea is to get the insights that you didn't know about, that handling them would change how you work and improve your results. And the best way to improve it is to use it. Go ahead, get in touch with us. We'll let you use automated insights from Necto. Find your insights from your dark data, and then you'll know that it works.
Do you work on top of Microsoft Analysis Services cubes and tabular?
Yes, of course. This is our bread and butter. We've been doing it for I don't know how long. Over a decade. We're actually the ones who started the what was later to be known analysis services. So absolutely, if you need a solution for the Microsoft world, we're the best native tool on top of that world.
How do I know if what I found is actually good insight?
Well, you do. if you don't know, then probably it's not interesting. But if it is really insight, and if it does help you build a better organization or make your organization work better, then you will know it. Just try it.
All right, so let's see. The last question we're going to take. How does this relate to big data and Hadoop?
So in the world of dark data, Hadoop is probably the Night's King. Hadoop is very good in storing data and tends to be slower in enabling data and analyzing it. So I've actually met a lot of organizations that have Hadoop projects where they store lots and lots of very valuable data, but find it very hard to connect it to their ongoing insight generating flows. This is, but don't think that dark data is only on Hadoop. Dark data can be in any part of your data storage systems. But definitely, big data just enhances the challenge of handling dark data and makes the need to solve this a much more urgent need.
Great, thank you, Tomer. Thank you all for joining us for this webinar. I'm sure you all found it as inspiring and educating as I did. If you have any questions, of course, please do not hesitate to contact us. You have our contact information on screen. Have a great morning, afternoon, or evening.